are watching Soleful discussions.
All right, so hi, how are you doing today?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing great, I'm doing great. How did we meet today?
Well, I came to Target.
That's right. the place where you can find a whole bunch of stuff.
Yes.
And then I approached you, right?
Yeah.
What did I approach you about? What are we doing today?
About a video or an interview regarding feet.
Absolutely. And what else? Two other topics?
Reflexology.
Reflexology. And then one other one. Mental health. All right,
yeah.
cool. Let me ask you this. When you hear the word feet, what's the first thing that goes to your mind? What do you think about first? You. Interesting. All right. I do kind of get that sometimes. Sometimes people are like, that's cool. I'm going to ask you some questions today. It'll encompass like questions around feet. You can just feel free to answer however you like in those moments, okay? What about mental health? When you hear that, what do you think about?
Mental health.
Yeah.
What I think is that not a lot of us know how to keep our mental health.
Okay, cool. We're gonna talk a little bit about like kind of like social media, sometimes the impacts it can have on like depression, anxiety. Just feel free to answer however you like in that moment. And then when I mentioned reflexology, you said, I don't know what that is, right? I'm gonna give you information today and you can just tell me like afterwards, like, okay, is that something you agree with? Do you disagree? What are your thoughts about it, okay? Sound good?
Yeah.
All right, let's start with the first question. What are your thoughts about how the world is starting to become more aware of mental health and what we're doing about it? Like, how do you feel about that?
I think that, it has been working. I struggle with mental health a lot.
Oh, wow, okay.
But I just think that we need to find more ways to accommodate those people or how to deal with those people that do suffer from that, because there's too many I don't want to say illnesses, but there's too many mental problems out there that we don't have a lot of information about.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think that understanding like how can we help those people is very important. Sometimes I just believe in a lot of people that have these mental health. At one point we feel lonely.
Very much so, absolutely.
Even though we may be with having friends, a lot of people that are there. Reality is if you're never gone through it, or you're not part of my life, or part of what I'm going through, like we feel like we're misunderstood.
Absolutely.
So how to cope with those people that are going through it, I think that's very important.
Absolutely.
Inform ourselves about what's going on.
Absolutely.
And know the signs, because some of us,
it's invisible sometimes, right?
Very.
Absolutely.
Because I see a lot of people, my mental health was, she's fine.
Yeah.
She's okay.
Yeah.
She'll get through it.
Yeah.
But reality is it doesn't work that way.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of the women who I've interviewed have echoed kind of the same thing you are. Especially like 15, 20 years ago, right? Like people didn't even talk about it. Like it was like if you went to your parents, it's like, hey, I'm feeling like this, they just tell you, all right, just go ahead, you'll be fine. Just push through it, or something like that. It's like, you have a spirit that's like, like this, but it's like there are things that sometimes we grapple with, and that things that are tough that like sometimes that's not enough. Like we need to like have people who can like guide us through like how to get past that. So I definitely think that that's important. Absolutely. In terms of social media, first of all, what are your thoughts about social media? And then how do you yourself use social media?
I think, look, me growing up without social media, I think, like I said, I didn't grow up with social media, so a lot of the things that now I could research in social media is very helpful. But I think it just depends on you, your person.
Very much.
Because some people abuse social media. Some people don't know how social media actually works, what social media is there for.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I take as social media is there to, inform yourself, have fun, but most of all, learn.
Absolutely.
Like I always say, ignorance is a choice. So there's too many stuff out there already, social media, where you can learn. So
why not? Absolutely.
Why not? Use it is there, so why not use it for something that some people use it for the negative, which is fine in their life, but you just gotta, social media, it becomes whatever you want it to be.
Absolutely. I like that. And I think that it's a tool, right? So like depending on how you, like you said, choose to use that tool, it can be positive, negative, or whatever. You can make money from it. You could choose to like just use it to connect with friends. There's so many different things you can do with it, right? Just how about how you use it. A follow-up question to kind of what I just asked. In terms of social media, if somebody came to you and they said, hey, I'm going to give you the power to change something about it, is there anything you would change? Do you feel like it's okay the way it is? Or do you feel like maybe people need to change the way they're using it? What are your thoughts there?
I just think that throughout the years, we have lost a lot of the innocence. Now there's not much about, there's too much exposure going on.
I see.
Humans,
okay.
You know what I mean? Like, I am a mother of 2 little girls, you
Okay.
know? And I have to watch what I watch. I have to watch what they watch. I have to be looking out for a million things because there's no censor in any type of way.
Yep.
Like, and there's some religion that have specific beliefs that go, you know, against what's showing in social media.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not against anything, but what I am against is not having that censor for our children. Because me growing up, I'm not even going to sit here and lie, like, there's a lot of things I did not watch on TV.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of things that now we see on TV that's okay.
Yeah, it's like we've just kind of like skipped past. Like,
and it's like our sexuality is like a main point of everything that we watch nowadays. And it shouldn't be like that because we want to keep that innocence. We want to keep something like a woman. Like I always explain to my daughters, a woman is beautiful when she knows how to take care of herself.
Very much so.
You have to keep people guessing. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's
you
a good one. Yeah.
You know what I mean? What do you look like?
Yeah.
Don't overexpose yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think that there's a lot of people out there that do that and then end up in depression, end up in mental health issues.
Yeah.
Because of their own wrongdoings. But I mean,
interesting.
I mean, that's only my opinion.
Yeah. No, that's great. I love it. In terms of like anxiety, okay, and you don't have to go too in depth with this question, just maybe more of a surface level. Is there anything that brings you anxiety? And if so, like when you feel anxiety happening, what do you do to like counteract? Do you have any coping mechanisms, anything like that? What's your thoughts?
You know, my anxiety levels, being a mom, is not being to control the things that I think I should control.
Yeah.
Be able to control. But at the end of the day, how I learn how to cope with it is, okay, you can't control everything and everyone, but you can control you.
Absolutely. At the end of the day.
What I do is I can control my daughters.
Yeah.
I could only give them advice.
That's it.
Now,
they got to walk that path, right?
You know, they're going to have to learn somehow.
Yeah.
The same way I did, you know what I mean?
100%.
I gave my mom anxiety.
Yeah.
But I did.
Yeah.
You know, my mom was able to be like, you know what? Let me let her go. Let me let her try.
Yep.
If she falls and breaks something, I'm going to be there to catch her up and patch her up.
Absolutely.
And that's the way that I kind of, I don't want to say forget about the anxiety, but kind of
like let it go.
Let it go.
For in the moment, because it's like in that moment, I don't need to like let it go, and then I'll go come back to it if I need to, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. That makes sense. I like that. Okay, let's get into these questions now. I'm being intrigued to see what your thoughts are about these. What are your thoughts about your feet? How do you feel about your feet?
I think my feet are cute.
Okay.
You know, I just think that we just need to learn not to, you know, to take care of them more.
Very much so.
I think that feet, I have been reading a lot of books of spirituality.
Okay.
And
you're probably getting ready to hit some points that I'm going to hit later, but I want to hear this. Go ahead.
And feet is one of the main parts of your body that are connected to everything that you're around.
Absolutely.
I mean, they touch the ground.
Yep.
They open paths.
Yep.
So yeah, you got to take care of your feet.
I love that.
Like you take care of your mind.
Yeah.
You have to take every single part of your body. You have to have good care.
I love that. So you kind of said that you like your feet. You think you have cute feet, right? Yeah. Have you ever gotten compliments about your feet? Anybody ever said to you, "Hey, I think you have really nice feet"?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Are we talking about men, women? What are we talking? Both. Let me ask you this: when you got a compliment about that, how did it make you feel in the moment? Like, what were your thoughts?
To be honest, at first, very young, so I was like, oh my god, don't look at my feet. But now it's like, oh, thank you, and then, you know, it feels good. Like,
Yeah.
it feels good to know that you have, you know, okay feet.
And plus, you said, like, you know, if you take care of them too, right? That's something that, like, somebody's validating for you. Like, oh, hey, I like how your feet look because you take care of them, right?
Yeah, and I feel like a lot of people underestimate their feet. Like,
Oh.
But I have found out, like,
Yeah.
Men especially are very into girls' feet.
No? There's some women too. There's some
But
women
less
too.
men though. More men.
More
like
men. More men.
Men
I'll
like
probably
the
agree with you.
pedicure feet, and
Yeah.
they like the soft feet.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah.
Okay. Let me ask you this: in terms of compliments you receive, right? Not just compliments about like physical appearance. Is there a certain compliment that when somebody gives that to you, you're like, man, that really makes my day, it makes me feel good? Anything like that for you?
I'm the type of person that I like to make people laugh.
Okay.
I think that a laugh a day will make you, you know, a better person.
Very much.
In my work,
Uh-huh.
where I work.
Okay.
I've always been the type of person that when I see somebody down, I always try to make
You
a
want to
joke
cheer them up
or,
and stuff, yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you never know, like these people, like I said, mental health. We come back to
There we
mental
go.
health. You don't know what they're going through.
Yep.
So if you see a frown on their face and you approach them with a frown on your face, what are we doing?
Very much.
So I think that if you can make a person smile or laugh at least once in that day, you're making a difference.
That's a big one for me because a lot of times when I'm going out and doing this, right? Sometimes I can meet people and they'll be like, man, I was having a really rough day. I started talking to you, and then after I got through talking to you, I started feeling a lot better. Because it's just like sometimes you just need somebody to talk to. You need somebody to vent to, or just like, you know, those are things that are important. So like you said, to laugh and like being able to like get somebody out of that funk that they're in is definitely something that's a positive. Absolutely.
And I'm a very silly person, so.
Yeah, that's cool, man. That's dope. In terms of pedicures, how often do you get pedicures?
I get it every 2 weeks.
Every 2 weeks. Let me ask you this: does it change during the winter? Do you like kind of like not as much? So you keep that same consistency. You're the second woman I ran into who said that, because like usually I'll get, well, during the winter I'm not showing my feet, so I won't go get them done.
But it's because like you gotta be ready for anything.
You want to keep the maintenance up, right?
Yeah, I mean, not that I'm high maintenance. Well, some people would disagree with what I'm saying. But not that I'm high maintenance. It's just like I like to feel good. I've learned to love myself.
I'm
learning how to
appreciate all the things that about you.
And I'm learning how to look at myself. And if I have to fix something, fix it.
I love that. That's really dope,
not
man.
only my physical, but
inside mentally, all that. Yeah.
Emotionally, spiritually.
I love that.
And I wasn't like this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was not like this 6 months ago.
Yeah.
6 months ago, I was a total mess.
Yeah.
And now it's like surrounding myself with positive females.
Yeah.
People that are not looking to mess up your head or to brainwash you. Like those people now are like building.
I love that,
and
man.
Expecting a lot from you.
And I think that's amazing because kind of like what you said, right? 6 months ago, I wasn't there. But like focusing on the now, like right now in this moment, you're in a better place. And it's because of, like you said, all the work, being positive, surrounding yourself with positivity as opposed to like negative people who try to drag you down, things like that. Very important, man.
No, and to be honest, like I didn't know I was in this like depression mode for a long time. And I didn't notice until now that I'm sitting here.
Yeah.
Now I noticed that my feet were not done.
Yeah.
My nails were
everything,
not done.
like just all these different things. Yeah.
Like I was not looking the way I was supposed to. I was not feeling the way I was supposed to. So when you feel good inside, you're gonna.
It reflects outside.
Exactly.
That's amazing.
So.
That's amazing. Let me ask you this: in terms of pedicures, have you ever heard of a medical pedicure before?
Yes.
Okay.
I'm in the medical field.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope. So you know, like going to see a podiatrist, like they take a look at your feet, they check your nails to make sure they grow correctly. They check your toe alignment to make sure it's like fine.
Toes are not
absolutely like all messed up. They actually have things that can like straighten out and like keep your toes like in a straight order. You can get orthotics from them, but they'll like take away any like dead skin, fungus. They work on your feet with like medical grade equipment.
Yeah.
In terms of you being in the medical field, what are your thoughts about that? Would that be something you would recommend to other people?
Yes, I think that, like I said, if you want to show someone how much you value yourself,
Yeah.
your feet are one of those that area. A lot of people forget, and that's how sometimes people notice when people are going through stuff.
Yeah.
Because they let go of certain stuff.
Yeah. You start letting stuff kind of slip here.
Yeah, and I think that's really good.
Yeah.
I am diabetic, so I have to go about once a year to get my feet checked.
Interesting.
Sensitivity, if my nails are okay, and to be honest, it's very important to go to the professionals, especially
so
if
they
you
can
have
tell
diabetic,
you.
or if you have any kind of condition that has to do with your blood, because you could cut yourself or cut the nail wrong, do something wrong, and then there you go, you're gonna lose a finger.
Yeah, man, because that infection spreads, and next thing you know, we gotta chop this off. It's gotta go. So yeah, that's definitely dope. Thank you for that information. Let me ask you this: how often do you wear like open toe shoes, sandals, flip flops, things like that?
A lot.
Okay. Does it change during the winter? Because I know like sometimes it's a little cold, and you're like.
I mean, if I go, not really, because I just went out and I was wearing open toe shoes.
Oh, okay, so you're like, I'm not really tripping too much about it.
You're proud of your feet.
I love it. She's like, hey, I'm proud, man.
Yeah,
like,
when you have your toes done and like,
I love that.
You're okay with that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
To be connected to Mother Nature, I think you have to be barefoot.
Yeah. What's your favorite? Absolutely. What's your favorite type of shoe wear? Because like everybody has their type of style or whatever it is. What's yours?
I was into like a lot of like the thumb sandals, but I've noticed that thumb sandals make your feet like your toes
that
spread.
little spread there.
So I'm really like picky about my feet.
Yeah. You like I want my feet to be straight,
so
man.
So now like I get the ones that are like that hug your toes together.
Okay.
Because I feel like they look more cuter, more feminine, more
That's
delicate.
Dope. Yeah.
Even though I have some really fat chunky feet, but I think it looks cute.
It's all good, man. As long as you appreciate it, that's all that matters. In terms of going barefoot, how often do you do that? Because you kind of just mentioned going barefoot, being with Mother Nature. How often do you do that?
A lot.
Okay.
A lot.
And
I like to, when I...
Earthing and grounding, right?
Yes,
that's what you're doing. Because I like what you said earlier about reading the books.
Yeah.
I actually ended up learning that information from like a couple Reiki masters who like I interviewed during the time, who were telling me like, one of the ladies she mentioned to me, she's like going barefoot is like think about when you were a child, like you would go outside and you would play, never had any worries, like you'd be barefoot and you run around and the freedom that you would feel, right?
Yeah.
Doing that like 15-20 minutes a day will give you that same type of feeling now as an adult where you have all these responsibilities and stuff, but in that moment, in that 20 minutes that you're focusing on, you can get that freedom back and just feel like, what am I dealing with in this moment? I'm not dealing with what happened at work or what's happening like later on, just right now. And so when she said that to me, I was just like, that's so amazing, right? Yeah. So yeah, even myself, like I'll go out and I'll do that. I try to do it. I haven't been able to do it because it's been raining like crazy, but I try to do that at least like 2 to 3 times a week just to try to like get that feeling in. So
yeah, I love going to like the beach by myself because I think that sometimes as a parent you need time for yourself.
Oh, absolutely.
So now I've learned how to do that, and even though it's cold, you get a little shock here and there, but I think that's very helpful.
That's dope.
Just for yourself, like you get to meditate, you get to just be more in tune with Earth, I guess.
Absolutely,
with
Mother Nature, just like not focusing on all the other stuff. Yeah.
I have felt like when I've gone through all, done this, that I'm just like by myself, barefooted.
Yeah.
In my religion, I was taught to go to the ocean and just ask and put all my problems there. Leave all my problems there.
Yeah.
And that has helped me out a lot, not only spiritually but mentally. Like I feel like once I put it out there, I don't have to worry about it anymore.
Yeah.
Like somehow it's gonna be fixed.
It's because and I heard somebody tell me, right? They said that 3 different like types of salt water like provide like purging, and she mentioned to me she was like tears, the ocean, and rain. And she was like, those things right there will purge like things. So she was like, you need to cry because you need to be able to like let things go. You leave it there. The ocean, like when it comes and washes up on the shore, and like sometimes you washes different things up, but it's like purging itself. And then rain, like it comes and like will clean out and environment and stuff. So I was like, that was definitely dope.
I'm a very strong believer in that. And since I was small, my mom always taught me that.
That's dope.
Like she didn't literally teach me this, but I would see her and watch her do it.
That's dope.
So now that I'm an older, that you have more problems and you have
you're starting to see that.
I'm literally like understanding everything and appreciating my mom way more than I ever have.
That's dope. That's dope. All right. So now, in the moment that we're in right now, can we see what your feet look like?
Yeah.
All right, cool. All right, and so first of all, hold on, leave your socks on. What size do you wear?
Me, I'm a size 9.
Size 9. Okay, cool. Let me get you to take both off, okay? And what I'm gonna have you do is I'm gonna have you put them up here. One more time. She's like, okay. No, just put both your feet up here with the socks on, and then go down flat, like this. All right, and so from your toe alignment, is your bigger toe bigger?
No, they're all the same.
All your toes are like along the same line like this?
Like, yeah.
Okay, there's a certain type of toe that's called, I don't remember what it's called, but if your bigger toe is bigger, it's an Egyptian toe. And if like your second toe is bigger, that's an Grecian. It's like a Greek toe, right? Okay. This one, I don't know if it's the beggar. It's like a beggar's foot, but I don't remember what it's called. But yeah, it's like that. Maybe you put your feet out straight, okay, and then like kind of flex your toes up. Okay, cool. And now you can take your socks off. Cool.
It might be a little dusty.
Don't worry about that. We're not worried about that. And then down flat. Okay, cool. And we see that you got great toe alignment. Like I said, I actually think you do have the Egyptian toe alignment. I think that your bigger toe is a little, like, slightly bigger than, like, the rest of the toes.
Maybe.
Okay. All right, cool. Let me have you stretch your feet out straight, like you had them before, and then toes up. All right, so how are you feeling in the moment that we're in right now? Because I met you, like, a little while ago. You're feeling really weird. Okay, cool. I want to kind of, like, attach that emotion, kind of leave your feet up. We're going to go through a couple more exercises, okay? But you said you're feeling a little weird, okay? Yeah. Is it because we just met?
Yeah.
You're kind of like in this random moment, you're like taking my feet out, like what's going on?
Yeah, like when I'm running errands and stuff, it's like I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like now I'm really showing my feet out. Like, I'm putting my feet out there.
All right, cool. So let me give you like a little bit of the mental health of like why I got started with my channel, right? Have you ever heard of exposure therapy before?
No.
Okay. So exposure therapy is for like, let's say you're uncomfortable in certain situations, right? Let's say you go to theme parks all the time, but you're like, I'm not getting on no rides because I'm afraid of how that feeling I get every time I get on it, right? Therapists will tell you, okay, go out and try to do that over and over again, right? You're going to feel afraid. You're going to feel that little fright, right? But like once you get past that, right, you're going to experience the positive side of things, right? You have to think about positive thoughts. Like don't focus on the negative, right? So when I heard about that, I'm like, I'm an overthinker. I overthink everything, right? And I'm like, I want to get better at making snap decisions because not everything requires me to overthink it, right? So when I started my YouTube channel, I wanted to go out. I wanted to attach this together with interviewing women because with all the women that's become foot models and all that stuff, you have all these people. How does the average woman who I interview, how does she feel about it? Can she be comfortable in the moment? Does she get uncomfortable? What are her thoughts, right? Yeah. And so I started my YouTube channel. This is kind of what we try to like attach to, see if you can be comfortable in the moment, practice some of that exposure therapy. Do you get uncomfortable? Why are you uncomfortable? And just to see what happens, right? So, yeah, I get different reactions. Some women are like super cool about it. Some women are like, I don't know. And like, it's just different, right? Yeah. But my whole point of my channel is to show those reactions so that people can learn to be comfortable with the subject of feet because some people are weirded out by it. Some people are like, oh, that's kind of weird, like things like that.
I'm just straight up honest with you. It's not that, maybe like for me, it's not that I'm weirded out. Yeah. It's just that I have learned that you don't have to overexpose yourself. Like,
oh yeah. Sure. You were mentioning that earlier, right?
Like,
absolutely.
Like for me, it's like if I'm showing you something that I don't usually show just anyone.
Absolutely.
And it's like I wear sandals or whatever, but it's just
you don't think about it. Yeah, you don't think about that in the moment, right? Yeah. If anybody's looking or anything like that. Absolutely. I get what you're saying. Absolutely. Cool. Let's talk about reflexology, okay? And then I'll let you get up out of here. Okay. So reflexology is all about the different pressure points you have in your hands and your feet. You ever heard of that before?
Yeah.
Those pressure points actually like connect to different parts of your body. So like, let's say for example, through like a massage, through acupuncture, acupressure, you can alleviate like stress and tension to various parts of your body. So let's say for example, you're somebody who deals with migraines, right? There's actually a portion of your hands and feet you can massage that alleviates the tension you feel in those moments. It's actually like a piercing you can get in your ear does the exact same thing. What are your thoughts about that? Kind of like reflexology, what it could do for you? How do you feel about that?
Reality is, I've been dying to try it, but I never
haven't had a chance.
I haven't had a chance, and plus, like I like to inform myself. Like I have like
get the information first.
Real good. And get everything done. Like
no, I feel
in
it.
my head real good, so I could actually execute. So I haven't really.
You haven't had a chance to do that yet?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
But I am interested.
Okay. Cool.
And I do believe in that because my mother, she knows a lot about it.
And
she's been dying for me to get into it, but I haven't.
Maybe you guys need to go together, go get one of those massages and like check it out and see what that's like. Like it could be some bonding time.
I'm thinking about that.
Absolutely, absolutely, cool. In this moment, when we talk about reflexology, we like to talk about sensitivity, right? How sensitive do you been to be ticklish in terms of like You go to pedicures, things like that.
Oh,
Really
yeah, I'm
ticklish?
very ticklish.
All right, I have a trick for you. Do you mind if we try it out just so I can show you what it is? Is that
What
cool?
exactly is it?
I'm gonna show you. Can you mind if we like test it out? I want to do like the actual.
Okay.
Is that cool? All right.
I'm scared.
Don't be scared. Don't be scared. Okay. Now you put your feet back up.
Okay.
All right. Cool. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go right to left. I'm gonna start from the bottom, work my way to the top. You tell me where you feel it at and which foot is most sensitive, and then I'll show you what the trick is. Okay? Sound good? You mind holding that for me just for 1 second? Gotta get my tool out. You probably recognize this tool too when I show it to you. Like it's actually a medical tool.
Okay, I'll see. It better not be a scalpel.
No. What? Well, you out here trying to cut my feet off? Like, what is this? All right. Cool.
Oh, I see that. Okay.
This is
That's what
like,
they use.
this was made specifically for like testing out sensitivity. So let me get you flex your toes up. Okay, and then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work my way from bottom, top. Tell me where you feel it at. Okay, you ready? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. All right, where? So right when I got like right in this area, you started feeling it. What about here? Okay. So like right in the middle is where you feel it the most. Okay, let's try your left. You tell me if you feel it more here. You ready? All right, here we go. Where are we feeling it at here? So same area. Is this one worse or is this one less?
Yeah, because I think
This one's a little worse?
Yeah.
Okay, here's what I'm gonna have you do. While you're doing it, I'm gonna want you to wiggle your toes while I'm doing it. Wiggle. Do you feel it more or less?
less.
You know why?
Feel it.
You still feel it, but it's less, right?
Uh-huh.
Do you know why?
So I'm wiggling my toes.
That's part of it, right? But
Like
think
some
about it.
focus, you know,
There you go.
wiggling my toes.
So, but also when you move your toes, like it moves the energy. So it doesn't allow the energy to stay in one spot. So you get your pedicures, you're doing the pumice stone, wiggle your toes a little bit. That's the trick for you. Try it here. Let's see. Less?
I just don't feel it.
Okay. You still
Not
feel
as
it.
bad.
There it is. Okay, let me get you to do a couple exercises with your feet. This is the test, like flexibility, dexterity of your feet. Oh, leave them out straight like that. Okay. Oh, straight. Okay, let me get you. Bend your toes, make a fist. Tell me if you feel pain, discomfort, cramping, anything easy. Okay, relax. Spread your toes. Tell me if you feel pain, discomfort. Little, kind of hard to do here in the middle. Okay, cool. Relax. Wiggle your toes for about 10 seconds. Tell me if you feel pain, any discomfort, any cramping happening after a while. Is that easy to do?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. You can put your socks and stuff on right now. Okay, cool. So let's wrap up the interview now.
All right.
In terms of my approach, kind of up to you, asking you to do the interview. What did you think my approach was like? Was it good? Was it bad? How did you feel about
You're a
it?
very gentleman.
Oh, thank you so much.
Which I love because you don't find a lot of people like that nowadays.
Yeah.
And you make me feel secure.
Okay. Thank you so much. Definitely appreciate that.
So,
Cool.
yeah.
In terms of the interview, right? Start to finish. Could you see how everything was going along in a line? Did it make sense? Did you learn anything new from the information I provided?
Yeah, actually I did. I need to try.
Reflexology?
Yeah.
Absolutely. And what you want to do is, so when you go to certain places, there's certain places that will target areas in your hands and your feet, right? That will alleviate tension in other areas. So they can give you a whole body massage, but you want them to target those areas specifically because it will like alleviate more stress in your body. So just something to do, like if you go. But they have these places in malls you can go to. As a matter of fact, I was right at the Carson Center yesterday. It's right near where that IKEA is and stuff.
Oh, okay.
Like right inside that little mall area, they actually have a spot in there where you can go get that done at. So
Wow.
it's actually a pretty good price too. I think they charge like $45 for like, I think it's for like 30 minutes or to an hour, something like that. It was somewhere in there. But yeah, pretty cool spot. Absolutely.
I'm going.
Absolutely.
I want to read on it. Gonna go look for some books or look it up on social
Yeah,
media.
you can go on YouTube and maybe find something. The last thing I always ask, from a mental health standpoint, right? A life lesson that you've learned, some wise words that maybe somebody shared with you that you could share on my channel that could be helpful. And it could be anything. Don't overthink it.
Okay, so my grandma always told me that you cannot change the world, but you can only change yourself.
I like that.
If you want to change, you gotta change you first. You gotta start with you.
I love that.
And depending on how you change, that's how the people on the outside, that's how they're gonna perceive you, and that's gonna motivate them for themselves to change.
I love that.
So yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. Definitely appreciate you like stopping to do this interview with us and everything. All right. And we hope that you have a great one. Okay.
You too.
All right.
Thank
Cool.
you.